Only my cat would like to sit on top of the microwave while it's in use. Hello and welcome to the end of day number 17. I did a bit of counting yesterday. It turns out that I'd done it wrong, so how's it going? It's going okay over here. I've definitely recovered a little bit from my semi meltdown yesterday. I took today as a bit of a self-care day. You know, sometimes you just need it. I've been cooking so much and putting everything together and trying to come up with, trying out new recipes and do this and that and the other, and I just kind of got caught up in all of it and then melted a bit. As you all saw. I did get some very nice messages. Thank you very much to Brian. Message on YouTube was much appreciated. Thank you very much to my brother-in-law Villas as well, who also sent me a couple of Facebook messages and just gave some advice. His partner Jen is vegan, so he pointed me in the direction of some oral sprays for B12 as opposed to like multivitamins and pills and that sort of thing. So that was pretty good. So I'm probably going to order a bunch of those and see how I get on with that. It was needed, I think. I did weigh in this morning. I was higher than I was the other day. So at least there's some movement, I guess. Me and the boy went out to the shop. We went to Netto and we picked up a couple of things. Like a bit of meat for his lunch and such. Picked up some snacks and that sort of thing for him. He got back to the house, put his lunch together, sort of figured out how I was going to go about doing mine and what I was going to do for mine. And after I'd got him laid down, that was my time basically. So I put a bunch of potatoes in the oven. I've now got a full tray of something like 12 smaller sized baked potatoes. That's going to take the place of any processed stuff. No pasta for the next week or so, if not a little bit longer than that. I don't know. Just because I think that is probably going to be the thing. I think I got my ratios on the plate a little bit wrong. So instead of doing like 50% of green veg and then 50% starch and then you put extra veg on top of that, or like starting with a salad or something just like nutrient dense but calorie low so that you can fill up and then you put in everything else on top. I did the thing that I normally do, which is I just have a single course meal, there we go, done, and I wasn't putting as much green in that as I think I should have been, which has explained why I've stayed about the same for a few days, which, now that I've had time to look back on it, think about it a bit, explains quite a lot. Anyway, so lunch. Lunch was this, which is cauliflower and broccoli smothered in the cheese sauce, which the base of the cheese sauce, if you recall, is actually just straight up steamed potatoes that have been blended into this thick goop, along with a ton of nutritional yeast to make it taste cheesy. The stuff that you see on top is actually just straight up extra nutritional yeast that I just sprinkled on to see whether or not that kicked up the flavour a bit. And it really did. It really does taste cheesy now, which is definitely a win in my book. There's yellow cauliflower, purple cauliflower, normal plain white cauliflower, there's broccoli. It was great. There was so much of it, I genuinely could not finish it. I had to stop most of the way through. So that was, I think, probably about the sort of thing that I need to be aiming for, where it's just, here's a bunch of dense vegetables, eat that, and the starch is in there as well. So that was a good one. That was a good meal. I would have probably had a little bit of bread with it. I did actually have breakfast this morning as well. I had one of the oat clusters, the last one that I had that was like a giant cookie. I've got a smaller cluster here that I'm finishing off. Tried to, just take the day slowly, just, like sit down a little bit more, or at least as much as I can, while I'm trying to run around after the boy and the cat and, do my normal sort of stuff that I have to do. And while the boy was asleep, I caught up on a couple of extra episodes of Trigun, which has just been put on German Netflix. We've only just got certain anime from back when I first started watching anime. And Trigun is definitely one of the classics that I recommend. It's an awesome storyline, it's funny, and what I am kind of liking about it in the German Netflix is there's 2 language options, which is original Japanese and German. And that's it. And the subtitles that are on offer is also just straight up German. That's it. Those are the only options. So because I watched all of it before and I remember probably about 90% of the storyline, I can watch it now and I can pick up some of what's going on, and I have the context and I know what's coming up in each of the episodes, so I can say, okay, so this turn of phrase in German means this means this. Da, da, da. So I've already picked up a couple of extra words that I didn't have before, which is awesome, because my German learning has been very, very slow. It has been held back quite a bit by the fact that I don't have a kindergarten spot for my son to go into. If I had that, then I could go off and I could learn German as a full-time job, 30 to 40 hours a week on an integrations course, which is what a lot of people do. If, one partner's financially secure and the other one needs to learn German to do well, which I need to do. My wife is a very, very good programmer. She does everything that she needs to. She's awesome. I, however, have a background that's mainly just customer service and telephones and shops and that sort of thing. My training is in film and TV production, which, surprise, surprise, I can't get a job in because I would have to learn a lot of German. And my alternative training, which I did, which is in accountancy, I also can't do because the German system works very, very differently to the UK system, and I didn't complete that much training. And also everything's in German. Dinner tonight, my wife came home and basically said, I've had a very long day, it's been very, very hard. And I said, you know what, let's do a thing. You pick anywhere that you want to go, order in, and wherever you choose to go, I will find something that I can have as well. Because I've got things that I can make, and you have things that you can make. But let's do it. It's been about 3 weeks since we actually ordered in, because I tried not to in the entire week leading up to going on the potato diet, or the potato week. So it's been about 3 weeks. We've saved a ton of money. I said, you know what? Let's do it. I will find the closest thing that I can have that this plan, that this diet allows me to. That's going to be my end of feeling sorry for myself sort of thing. Straight back in, potatoes and that sort of stuff, brown rice, etc. from this point. So that's what we did. And what I got was this, which is a pizza on a thin whole wheat base with vegan cheese, which, as you can see, there's not really a lot of vegan cheese on there because it doesn't melt. So, it was more just an extra little flavour more than anything else. There's broccoli on there, or broccoli, or actual whole chunks of tomato and onion, and it was awesome. It was so good. It was just nice having a food that I could have before going on this diet, but it wasn't even so much the fact that it was having a pizza, it was the fact that it was something that at that point I didn't have to work for, and it's as close as I could possibly get to what is safe for me to eat on this. And it was just that final little thing that I think I needed. I think I was starting to get a little bit, I think I got a little bit overwhelmed with all the stuff that I'm trying to do and cooking every single thing from scratch. And when I say everything, I mean like the only thing that I didn't cook from scratch over the past 2 weeks plus is pasta. I know that I'm going to be sticking with everything from now on. I've had that time that I think I needed to just like get over myself. We're going to go strong from now on. So, with that in mind, the plan. Every single day I seem to tell everyone about a plan that I've got. But the plan is brown rice, potatoes. That's going to be my starches, basically. From now on, up until sometime in the future. It's going to be a little bit up in the air as to when exactly that is, but it's going to be at least a week, because I think I've got everything figured out for at least that amount of time. So, I've still got a bunch of cheese sauce to put on. I am going to fill up this jar, which is about the size of my head. A little bit smaller, probably just as much in it at the minute. I'm going to fill that up with pico, and that is going onto a ton of baked, chopped up potatoes that have been reheated, that sort of stuff. I'm going to be going out to the shop tomorrow with my wife, and we're going to pick up extra little bits and bobs that we need, because I think she needs to buy some meats for food and that sort of thing. I am going to pick up a bunch of extra salad and maybe some large Tupperware boxes and slam it all together, make some salad that I can just grab handfuls of and pile onto my plate, because so far every single time I've had a salad, I've been making it and chopping it up from scratch right then and there, and that is not particularly great. The only things that I haven't been chopping up at that point is onions, which I've been doing a big batch load of, and peppers, which we actually ran out of because it's so easy for me to just grab a little handful and throw them on my son's lunch, as well as throw them into my own stuff. So every single thing I was making, I was throwing peppers into, and I ran out of those about 3 days in, and then just forgot to buy more. I'm going to get the stuff to make a chili, which is definitely going to be in a Tupperware tub for me to grab and put on, be that on top of rice or on top of potatoes, because goes with anything. I'm going to find a recipe for a curry that doesn't use milk of any kind, because I bloody love curry and it's been a while. So I'm going to try and get some, I might see about getting some tofu maybe, and see whether or not I can make like a curry tofu sort of thing. And that'll go with rice as well. I'm also going to try my hand at making my own baked beans. I've tried everything to try and find pinto beans, and I cannot find pinto beans for love, nor money, nor criminal activities over here. So I'm probably going to have to just order in a bunch dry on Amazon and get those delivered. I might very well look into getting an extra lapel mic as well, because this one has definitely gone walkabout and I have no idea where. Like, I've looked everywhere that I can think of it possibly being that my son and the cat have access to. About 3 times? 4? It's not turning up, I don't think. I think it's gone into the mists of time. So, yeah, no, you win some, you lose some, I guess. Right, I'm gonna go. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much, everyone, for your support as well. And hopefully this is going to be that extra, this is going to be the leaf turning over that I needed to just sort of get me into that last little bit. I need to be a bit more mindful of what I'm doing, make sure that I'm not, self-sabotaging by accident. He says, having ordered pizza. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.